Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for joining me again today. My name is Monica Formosa and I'm a independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the Wide Bay area of Queensland, Australia. Today for my next project for the 12 Days of Christmas World Card Making Group project, I will be doing some stamping, and then with that stamping I'm going to trim it up and create cards with that. Now, I follow Ruth Trice over on Artful Stampin on YouTube, and she is a whiz at this technique. She is the queen. I've been following her for quite a while now, and I'm just amazed that she can sit down at her desk and create such beautiful stamping with our stamps and inks. She has absolutely no fear when it comes to this kind of technique, and you know how she does it day in, day out. It's just crazy. I take my hat off to her. So I'm going to attempt the same technique, and I hope I do Ruth proud. We will be starting off with a sheet of A4 basic white cardstock. Now, if this seems a little bit daunting for you, by all means you could cut that in half and only do half a sheet. And if that still scares you, maybe just cut it down again and create just a little card front. You know, it's entirely up to you. You know, it took me a long while to attempt a full A4 sheet. But, you know, it's not that bad really. So to begin with, what I'm going to do, before I start, I will apologize in advance right here and now. This technique is usually quite product heavy, mainly because you don't have a perfect stamp set. Beautiful Friendship was a perfect stamp set. It had everything that we needed to create a stamped one sheet wonder. However, I still have it in my collection, but because it's now not a current product, I won't be using it today. But you need, normally for this technique, you'd need 3 size flower images, at least 2 different foliage images, a little bit of dottage, as Ruth's followers kindly call it, and maybe a stamp for a little bit of background texture. And you know, unfortunately we don't have that perfect stamp set in our catalogue at the moment, but you know, by grabbing out a few different sets from my collection, I can certainly create with what I have. Okay, so to begin with, I'm going to take, this is a background stamp from Natural Textures stamp set, and I'm actually just going to use my fingers and stamp that way, because I don't want this pretty, or not that I don't want it, I don't need it to be pretty, and I don't need it to be perfect. But if you're one of those creators, card makers, that like to have a little bit more control in your work, by all means whack it on this block and go for it. So I'm literally going to ink this up, and I've got a piece of scrap paper here to the side of me, and I'm going to stamp off 2 or 3 times, and I'm just going to literally keep stamping until my ink runs out. Go back again, keep stamping until my ink runs out. Bit heavy over in that corner, but that's not a problem. Okay, so that was stamped in grey granite. That one. Okay, we'll need that one again in a moment. So the next thing I like to do is pick out a strong colour for my largest flower image that I'm going to do. So we'll be using Poppy Parade. And I've got this stamp from Artistically Inked. And what I plan to do is stamp diagonally in 3 rows in clusters of 3, because the brain likes odd numbers when creating. And start off the side now. Made a big boo-boo there. Oh no. And I've got smudges here everywhere. Darn it. That's all right. We'll hide them. Okay. All right, let's hide these smudges here. Not quite, but pretty close. There we go. So we've got 3 lines, 3 diagonal lines happening there. And my next plan of action will be to go in with some leaves, and I'm using Mossy Meadow for these little rabbit ears from the same stamp set, Artistically Inked. And when I'm going to ink this up, because I want my leaves to look as though they are behind my flowers, I'm only inking up literally that much. Can you see that, guys? That much. And we're going to tuck these in. Like so. I'm going to trying to be random, trying not to create a pattern for the brain. I might go up here for this one. Don't worry about little mistakes like that, because we can hide them later. Tuck it in as close as you can. This is a bit tricky. Sorry guys, you're probably out of camera. And I'll just do another one over here with this guy, so it looks like there's leaves happening off the page there somewhere. All right, so we're starting to take shape. The next, I wanted to use another foliage stamp now, just something a little bit different. So I've got this one, this stamp here is from Sparkle of the Season. Another great set for foliage would be the Merriest Moments stamp set. Forever Fern is another one with great foliage if that's what you've got in your stash. So once again, I'm not inking up the stamp because I don't want that stamp, that stem. And we're going to tuck it in nice and close. Okay, now I want to put another stamp in here, but I don't want it to be the full stamp, so I'm literally only inking up half my stamp just to create that illusion that it's behind my flower. Okay. And again, just inking up half the stamp, and I'm going to tuck it in right there. Inking up half. Oops, sorry. Whoop. Come back. Okay. Don't forget these over here. Ooh, a little bit tricky because we've got, I might just take a little bit of that ink off so it's not so much. There we go. And just a little bit so it looks as though there's some coming up from there. Oh, I might do another one here. There we are. So we're starting to get our bouquets. Now the next thing I would like to do would be to add in some smaller flowers, and I'll be using Daffodil Delight, and the stamp that I'm using is actually this trio of flowers here, but I've been really naughty and I've actually snipped them and separated them because I felt like I would get more use out of 3 separate stamps rather than one great big one. And it's really not that difficult to put them all back together again if I need that large stamp again. So I'm going to take the large one and add some of these in different areas. Okie doke, and then I will get the smaller Oops, need that open. What did I close that for? I'm going to take the smaller one and use the same color and just create groups of 3 now. Using 2nd generation and even 3rd generation, which creates a little bit of depth to our stamping. I think that's all of them. Okay. And because I'm going to grab my grey granite again and add this little berry twiggy stamp, which that one comes from Tidings and Trimmings, that little stamp there. And I just like the look of it. It just adds a little bit of texture and a little bit of difference to your image. Once again, not inking up the stem, because you want it tucked in, make it appear, give the illusion that it's tucked in behind your flowers. Oops, that's all right. We can fix that later. Okie doke, I think. Kind of looks all right. What else? I think that's pretty much it. But before we finish our stamping, all Ruth's followers will tell you that you need to add dottage. And for that, I've grabbed this lovely dottage spotty stamp from Quite Meadow, and I'll be using Mossy Meadow. Now this is where you hide all your mistakes and fill in any gaps, literally. So these areas where the flowers come together but not quite come together, we need to kind of add your stamps to that, and then in between there we go. Oh, just clean that off. All right, and that's pretty much it. So all that's left now is to decide how you're going to cut it up. Now, a great tip is to, when I find what I've done with it, grab some vellum. Mine's a bit grotty, but anyway, grab some vellum and draw some lines, rule some lines on it, and that will give you an idea of how to cut it up. You're auditioning your stamped one sheet wonder. Okay, so for this one can show you like diagonals. I've got 8 cards, I've got 4 cards, I've got these little sections here that I could use. What you're looking for is like a balance in the cut up area. Like I probably wouldn't cut that into 4 because you've got not a lot of stamping in that area there, but that would make 4 great stamps, great card fronts. What have I got here? 6, 2 by 3 is a 6. Now that would look absolutely amazing cut up into 6 card fronts. This one, this is, you could, there's 12 sections there that, and that doesn't look too bad at all if you were to cut it up that way. You know, you could make gift tags out of those, because those are 2 inches. Each section is 2 inches or 5 centimeters. And I think that's pretty much, what have I got? This one here. Oh, this is the, I don't know whether I've shown you this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's diagonals that you could maybe look at. I wouldn't be happy about cutting that one into a diagonal because you know, there's not much stamping again in that spot there. You know, if you were to flip it, yeah, no, that could possibly work that way. Flip it this way, maybe. No, so, yeah, it could possibly work. But anyway, for today, for the purpose of today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut mine into 4 card fronts. No, maybe 8. Let's do 8. So I've cut that at 3 7/8, which is 1/4 of an inch less than the width of my card. Keep this bit because you can glue that to the inside. So again, I'm going to go at 5 1/2 because that's 1/4 of an inch less than my card front. And again, keep that bit because we can trim that down and use that in your on the inside. And I think my blade kind of needs a little bit of, no, I think my track needs cleaning out somehow. I might go this way, I think. Cool. I will get my can't find my snips just a hand. Okay, but yeah, so let your stamping do the talking when you create your cards. Okay, so if, anything like this, I would keep it simple. Keep your, oh, that's not right. Keep your sentiment simple and small, and allow your stamping to shine, is how I look at it. So that's on Daffodil. What else have I got? Mint Macaron. Poppy Parade. I don't have a Mossy Meadow, might be a little bit too heavy. Just let me grab a piece of cardstock and we will see how the Mossy Meadow looks. Alright, just trimming this down. My cards are 4 1/8 by 5 3/4. Well, it's 11.5. So 4 1/8 by 11.5, and then I score that at 5 3/4. So here's the oh, I don't even have a card because I only made 4. But there you go. That looks quite nice too. I don't mind that at all either. In fact, I like it. That's probably my favorite on the Mossy Meadow. And then on the inside, you know, you can add your piece of white cardstock and then add these bits that you've trimmed off. You can add them, glue them to the inside. So a really efficient way of creating lots of cards. And like I said, don't if you're a little bit afraid of using or of doing a full A4, you know, cut it down to half. And give that a go. Here's one that I did on, this is just a card front, and you know, you can definitely create one card, but I figure that you've got all your stamps and all your inks sitting out in front of you. You may as well do a whole sheet rather than just one, and you know, that way at the end, you know, in half an hour you've made 4 cards. More if you wanted to, like you could easily trim this down into more if that's what if you needed to do a batch of, you know, thank yous or something. That would be a great way of doing it. Gift tags, stamp along. Well, I've got a sheet of A4, not here. Yes, I do. Okay, for gift tags, you could do the same. You could stamp along each edge, trim it down the center, then trim into your 2 inches. I think our punches are for the for our tag punches, and you've got a heap of tags all ready to go. Easy peasy. Okay, well that's it for me. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I've inspired you to, my hands are a mess because I've used dark inks and red, Poppy Parade. But I hope I've inspired you to look at your stamps in a different way, and do yourself a favor, please, and go and check out Ruth Trice at Artful Stampin. Her YouTube channel is very popular. I think she's got just over 9,000 followers now. So she often does lives first thing in the morning, and the ladies there that join in, and there's a couple of fellas there too. They are such a lovely, wonderful bunch of people. Ruth has really created a beautiful community within her Artful Stamping group. So it's you know, we do card swaps, we do she's got a Facebook group happening, and we share what we've made through her inspiration. It's just great. So yeah, so big plug for Ruth, and I hope I've done her proud. I was quite happy with how these actually all came out. I'll bring them out again for you. Where is, oh, I've lost my Mossy Meadow. Where did you go? Come on, guys. Whoa, it's disappeared. Oh, darn it. I don't know where that's gone now. Anyway, I've lost the one that was on Mossy Meadow. But anyway, sorry, I will. But I'll take a photo and put it up onto take a photo of each one and put them up with my PDF and add it to the album for everyone to see. So yeah, thanks again, and we'll catch you all again next time. Bye.